Welcome to a brand new episode of Heart Jar Moments. I'm Gina D, the founder of Healing Heart TV. This is a series that I created where I share some life experiences with you in order to inspire you, plant a seed in you, or just remind you of something you already know that probably works really well in your life and you just forgot. So today, what I've pulled out of my jar is, if you're living by probability, you're living by survival. If you're living by possibility, you're living with the divine. Sounds kind of yummy. Have a seat and we'll talk about it. All right, let's dive into this. If you're living by probability, you're living by survival. If you're living by possibility, you're living with the divine. Well, let's pick out the two words that are most important here, which are probability and possibility. So probability is based on past experience. You know, some things happen in the past and you might say, well, it's probably going to happen this way because that's what's always happened to me before. Or quite simply, you know, probability is a way we predict how to get from point A to point B. You know, it takes you a certain amount of time to travel a certain distance, given a certain speed and all of that. So that's like a Newtonian physics kind of example. So that's where probability sits. Possibility sits in the quantum realm, meaning there's infinite possibilities in the quantum field, in the energetic, in what we've been talking about all this time about Newtonian and quantum, is there are infinite possibilities, which means there's infinite possibilities for your life. So the way I kind of look at it is, when I was younger, in my 20s, and I started going down the path of going into the world of film and production, I didn't know any better because I had no experience to tell me that there was a probability that I would not achieve the success that I had achieved. So I just was open to possibility. I was open to the unknown. As a matter of fact, it was completely unknown when I left school. When I left Ohio State to move to New York, that I would become a cinematographer. That was not even in the realm of my thoughts. So that was a complete unknown. But what happened was I put myself in a position where I was open to any possibility. And I was, you know, at that age, I think a lot of us are very bright-eyed and open to what the world has to offer us. And that's where we start to find some joys and things that turns us on and things like that. I think what happens also, though, is as time goes on, in the next 10, 20 years of our life, we start to forget that we were in that open space, and now we're using the experience we've had to predict what our future is going to be, what the next 5, 10 years are going to be. You know, we do this in our relationships. We predict what our partner is going to say based on what they've always said in the past, and we predict what our response is going to be based on what we've always said in the past. But that doesn't leave any room for opportunity, for unknowns to show up. And that's the possibility. And when you're in the possibility thinking, now you're thinking with the divine. And when I say the divine, I mean the quantum field, the open field of infinite possibilities. If you're living in the probability, which I said you're living by survival, it means you're living in those fear instincts and in your lower centers of survival, meaning you're always looking out for to be protected. Well, honestly, we are so blessed to have come this far as human beings that, you know, we are protected. We have shelter, we have food, we have clothing, we have all of our needs met. You know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All of our basic needs are pretty met. In this country, in first world countries, if you're watching this, I'm sure all your needs are really, truly met. So whatever it is that you think is going to really hurt you, whether it be lack of money, whether it be a spouse not responding to you the way you would like them to. Now, of course, I have to say, if you are in some kind of relationship where there is physical abuse and real world danger of your life being threatened, that's a whole different story. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about all of us who pretty much live a nice life And I think if you're watching me on Facebook, you're not doing too bad, honestly. So anyways, back to living by possibility. So you need to connect to this divine idea, to this infinite field of possibility. And that's what the meditation is for you to be able to tune in to the infinite field of possibility, for you to rise up and live from your heart center, because your heart has huge possibility. And as you come up into your higher centers and out to connect to the divine, now you're living in possibility. Now you're living with the opportunity to show up in your life every day differently. So what you got to do, though, is break the predictability. You got to stop predicting how things are going to come out. You want to expect something good, but you don't want to predict how it's going to turn out based on things of your past. Because now you're just repeating it. You're repeating the past over and over, and your future is just your past in a whole nother time, really. So the key is to clue in through meditation, through calming yourself, whether your meditation is through exercise or through your artwork, and really getting in tune with the present moment. That's where possibility exists. And stop worrying about survival. You know, it's easy to say it, but it takes a lot of practice. And I can just tell you from experience, the more I've been practicing it, the daily meditation that I've been doing, my autonomic nervous system is really kicking into a whole new way of being. I'm calmer. I don't have the stressors of worrying about how, things are going to occur. I just trust. I trust in the divine. I trust in possibility. And I have to tell you, some beautiful things are unfolding in my life. So that's what I want to leave you with today. It's a kind of a complex concept to describe. I hope I wasn't too wordy, and I hope I really hit something that sinks in for you. And please ask me questions, please comment, please share the videos, and just know that you really do have infinite possibility for your life to unfold in beautiful ways. So have a great day, and I'll see you on Friday.